All right, it's 6:31. I think we're working. It is June 1st, new month. I freaking love June. I love July. I love the summer. The spring's a lot of fun, but I just, I'm a summer guy. Anyway, with that being said, my name is Scott Redler. I'm the Chief Strategic Officer at TPLive.com. Welcome to the 630 Club. Let me give you a little chart of the spies here so you can take a look. Let's see if this is working. Let me see if I can say hello to some of my dogs around the world. Right now it's saying content is not available. That's not good. But I do think I am streaming. Elon's got to get his shit together. I'll tell you, do not have bots and imposters and, fake tweets. Anyway, it's still one of the best mediums to talk to my dogs around the world. So anyway, just want to make sure that we are going here, that people can see that I'm not talking to myself as usual. Sometimes I talk to myself, usually in my sleep, not here at 6:30. By this point, I'm well awake. I've already been in my sauna. I've done 200 reps in the cold plunge. I listened to one of my audiobooks, meditated, thinking about the day, what could happen, where could the flows go. The whole AI, basket of trades is probably going to be over for a little while as, AI underwhelms, so it's down 20% after a huge move. Thank goodness we have rules. We do not take stock into earnings. We had a huge move prior, and I'll lose a little bit of money on lotto spread. So let's see if I could bring the Alpha team over, and if they're telling me that, they could see me on Twitter or wherever it is. It's so, hello, anyone watching the Pound 630 Club? Let's see, it's still loading. It says content not available. I think it's on somewhere. Maybe it's just not available for me. Anyway, I am live on Twitter according to Greg. So these are my positions. Positions change from day to week to month to quarter. And some people are saying, hey, Red Dog, are we finally going to get a rotation? In May, the Qs were up like 7%. The SPYs were up 0.5%. The banks were down. The regional banks were down. Energy was down. The small caps were down. So in order to continue this active sequence that we've been enjoying, what's going to happen next? I'm like, well, we're going to figure it out. New month, new flows. As you can see, I'm not in AI stock. Yes, I have a 50 by 58 call spread on. Not the end of the world. It cost me $1.70 just in case. And guess what? The just in case didn't work. Better than, getting stuck in the name down 8 and change. So a move from 22 to 44 was a really nice move. So it's nice when they give it to you pre-earnings, so you don't have to take the risk of a binary trade. But if you want to stay with it, you're always better off with a little less risk. So anyway, this basket might change a little bit. So we'll see what's happening and where the flows go. So, Apple's been a great trade. Google's been a great trade. Tesla's been unbelievable. Even yesterday, that buy and bounce at the end of the day. Tried to do a few other things along the way. And, we'll continue to figure it out. At this point, the SPYs had to move to 422 earlier in the week, pulled back to the 8-day. So if you want to take a look a little closer, here's your 8-day moving average. So this is where we pulled back to 414.75. Remember when we pulled from 420 to 409 to make a new high? Well, if this is, your high or low, maybe we'll see if there's more upside action. If there's going to be upside action, it's going to be probably from some other sector. So we're going to have to see what that is. Some people are like, hey, Red Dog, where can we go if we go? Where can we go if we go? This is 431. Okay, that is the August high. Look here, this is August from last year. Okay, not even a year. So we're still in the same place. But anyway, there's been lots to do between there and here. So that's 431. So if you go to the Qs, feels like the Qs are going to underwhelm a little bit. That probably needs a little bit of time. So if you think about this cup and handle pattern that went to as high as 353, if you remember on Monday, I was telling you I was selling calls because look how extended we were from the 8-day. So whenever that happens, I try and sell premium to be synthetically short to make some money by having a little bit of a break and a pull-in. Some guys like to get short. I like to sell premium higher. So it's a little easier for me to do, in my opinion. But anyway, so we'll see if the Qs pull back a little bit or even just hold in here while the other sectors catch up. Like you can see here, like here's the SPYs and here are the Qs. For most of For most of May, that was different. You would have the Qs up $1.50 and the SPYs only up 50 cents. So now we'll see with the new month and new flows, will it be a bit different? So as a trader, what you want to do is always figure out, has something changed? So you're not like left behind. Nobody left behind, the friggin' Marines. By the way, you ever see the TV show The SEAL Team? I think it's pretty cool. Good TV show. It's on Amazon Prime. So anyway, what do I think? First of all, I've been talking about Apple for a long time. Obviously, everyone talks about Apple, but Apple's made us a lot of money. It's had a nice move. Yesterday, had a little bit of a sell and bounce. You can't take too much focus on that. What happens is during the course of a month or a quarter, or wherever it is, it's buying back its own shares. So typically some funds own too much of Apple based on the weighting. So at the end of the rebalance, you have to sell Apple. That's why Apple, if you look at the end of the day, came in really hard yesterday. Look at that. So I actually did buy this pull-in, kind of knowing that this was just an imbalanced sell. It was mechanical. Look at that. If you didn't know it was there, you could have got your clock cleaned. But anyway, kind of knew it was coming, so I was pretty small, and I bought into it, and now we'll see, what's next here. That's the intraday from yesterday. And then you look at Tesla, was the opposite. Tesla doesn't have a buyback, so some funds were under invested. So look at that. Boom, 199 to 204. So it's good to know the mechanics of the market. I've been doing this for 25 years. Not everybody knows the mechanics of the market. Funny thing is, a lot of the guys that do this for a living that plays a rebalance, they were like, I'm not doing it anymore. It hasn't really worked. So when everyone says something's not going to work, guess what? It works. So anyway, so Tesla might need a little bit of time to digest yesterday's move based on the mechanics. But anyway, 178.99 is Apple. This weekly chart of Apple is super duper strong. We're a stone throw away from 183. I've been talking about this being the best macro pattern since down here around 150. I still have it on as a power play for my dogs who get my power plays newsletter. And I have Tesla on too. So, but anyway, we had Google and a few. We had some pretty good power plays this year. So anyway, 179. Let's hope that it holds in there. If there is a rotation out of some of these AI-fueled names, I know Apple's been strong. Apple hasn't been like blockbusters because of the AI basket. So I think that Apple could hold up, which could help tech while they try and sell some other things that might have been AI, crazy. But anyway, that's 183. So if you go back here, I made most of my money in the past week in Tesla. And then for the last month I didn't. So that's how it changes, guys, Bottom line is we had a nice move in Tesla here to start. If you remember, January, right here was your red dog reversal. Wound up giving you a great trend, and then it did a reversal here at the 200-day. Came in. This was the deliveries that weren't great. And we've had a pretty decent active sequence since. So if you look here, kind of did a little red dog reversal yesterday where it went below 197.34, reclaimed it, and now it's putting in maybe another bull type flag for it to take out 204 to see at least 217. So I'm trying to stay with this trade. I'm trying to massage this trade. I'm going to try and buy dips and stay with it because when Tesla moves, it kind of shows you its hand. It shows you its relative strength on a 5, 15, 30-minute basis, then also on the daily charts. And when it gets through levels, it goes. So I have to play things that reward you for being right, not misdirectional trades or things that just don't. Anyway, so this still looks really good to me. It's now, look at that, above the 200-day for the first time, literally in a long time. And Tesla likes to follow its rules. So I would think Tesla hangs in there today. But again, look at the size of that move into the close. It might need to digest that a little bit. You go to the weekly chart of Tesla and kind of nowhere, right? This was 414, then a red dog reversal, 371, another red dog reversal here at 289. So it's had a nice little move, but I would think it could at least get to 214 to 217. So sometimes I like to show the weekly chart. That's why, if you remember, a month ago when I was showing you where I thought Google can go on the weekly chart, where I thought Amazon can go on the weekly chart, it helped give you a vision and a roadmap to then navigate it on the daily chart. Yes, that's when charts combine. So if you look here, Amazon kind of actually went above one of the targets. Remember when it was 109, 114, I said it could probably go to 120, 120, 150-ish. Well, that's where it go yesterday, 122.92. Some people like, is Amazon in the AI basket? Well, it didn't have a blockbuster move because of AI, but it definitely did here. This is what I said, somewhere along verse 103. Looks like it's on its way to 120, and that was a while ago. So I kind of think that Amazon is kind of in that basket, but it wasn't such a blockbuster move. So if you look right now, Amazon it's up 30 cents. So Amazon and Google were kind of in the AI basket, but not like it just was like a little bit of a fluff the feathers. So where's Google this morning? It's up 25 cents. So both of those aren't really getting hit due to the fact, that AI is down 20%. So it'd be nice to see if they hang in there and digest a little bit. If you go to the daily chart of Amazon, it's a little extended still from the 8-day. This was the last time you had a nice little bull flag, triggered above 118, went to 122, so it can go sideways. Google's interesting. Google's been hanging here for a week. Last time we loved it was right in here when it was hanging inside. It triggered above 106, then above 110, and gave you a move to 126. So now we'll see if this bull flag can continue. Am I in Google? Yeah, I'm in a little bit of Google. I would probably look to add to Google if it could get above 126, but we shall see. Meta's been great for a lot of guys. NVIDIA, unfortunately, I really wish NVIDIA would have had a bit of a gap down today because I was looking to buy NVIDIA. NVIDIA had a nice pull-in. A little, some people like to use technicals like me. This has been an unbelievable trend. This helped me have risk on for the past 4 to 6 weeks or more. And then you had a topping tail at 419, went below 399, filled this gap. I was hoping we would get some kind of red, gap down, reclaim 378, red dog reversal instead. Everyone's saying now, wow, NVIDIA was that impressive that it's really, the beneficiary of the AI craze. So anyway, it's up 6. So if you bought it, great. If you didn't, it is what it is. So you can't really do much with it right now. At least I can't. AMD also had a pullback. 370, if you remember on Monday, Tuesday, because we were off, I'm like, this is your day to sell, AMD. Look how extended it is from the 8-day. Then you had your 2 down days. Some people make good money short. Some people, if you're still short, you got to figure out what's next here a little bit. It's only up $1. It's at 119. I always hope, again, it would have been a better setup. Sometimes as an active trader, you get a really good setup. Sometimes it's like, wow, maybe I should have bought a little bit, but I don't like to buy when something closes on the lows after day 2, maybe day 3, but not day 2. So anyway, if money's going to rotate, someone's like, why are you in the Jets? I know, he's like, I know you're getting the quarterback from the Packers. No, not that Jets. This Jets. I haven't been in the Jets in like 6 months, and I was just like, what? Oil came in, American Airlines came out, decent metrics. Maybe I'll put a little feeler on and figure out if the airlines can have a move. They've been out of play, but so many of these sectors have been out of play and look, kind of like garbagey. But figure, what am I going to do? Hold on. Let me see something here. Let me see. Am I live? Is Red Dog live? Content not available to me still. Anyway, so you have a bunch of things down. What do I think could maybe rally off a 15-minute low? CRM was up a lot. There's nothing really wrong with CRM's report. Even though it's down 5%, it just had the expectations became too high. They became too NVIDIA-like. So right now this is at 211. If you look here, CRM is basically coming back into where it just broke out from. This is 212. So it's worth a look right around here. That would be below the 8-day, above the 21-day. But look at the size of this move. So that's why CRM down. So like, Red Dog, why is CRM down? It was strong, but it wasn't like NVIDIA. Mufasa. What movie is that? Lion King. Anyway, so I would see, CRM might be worth it versus a 15-minute low. I'll look there just in case. So this is the area. This is where the 21-day is. So this, you would think that this kind of tries to hold. Hold on. I'm not really going to look at CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike is is down a lot also. CRWD down 17. Wow. So you do have some pain out there. CRM's only down 5%. This is down 11%. This is 143. Let's see where CrowdStrike went out at. Broke out from here. So the 200-day is closer to 140, as I just said before. It's like 143. So it could be worth a look into this spot. And then if you go to AI real quickly, AI is down to 3160. So here is 3468. Here is 3350. The gap gets filled at 33-ish. Look with the 8 days, by the way. So at this point, everyone's bashing AI, but this was a great vehicle prior. This is when we were buying it on their, when they pre-announced their numbers that wound up underwhelming. It's a little fugazi, but whatever. I'm probably not even going to trade this. I'm going to let my lotto spread go worthless or salvage a little and just see how it pans out. I remember when this happened, you had the Hindenburg report came all the way in. I didn't trade the noise. I just said let it settle out, which it's going to need to do, and then waited for it to get tight. And then on this day is when I got back involved. So it's going to need some time to figure out, where it wants to hold and what's next. So this might be in the penalty box for a quarter, maybe 2 quarters. They still had good numbers. It just wasn't as good as they claimed or what people could have thought to sustain a move from 20 to 44. And yes, we did sell the stock into 44. And yes, prior to that, I bought the $30 calls for $1.50, and then was able to sell the majority of them above 10, and then even the 45 calls for like 5, whatever it was. Anyway, we'll see what's next. So with that being said, I'd watch it but not overly trade it. Maybe see what kind of candle, what kind of gap we have tomorrow, and then see what happens next there. All the peripherals will be down. You have to know, like, if you're going to take a CXAI, crazy name, that it's going to trade. If you took a long thinking AI would be good, you're getting a little beat up. Or if you took this GFAI, which really didn't do a whole hell of a lot, tried to get through 660 and kind of failed, it's down. So I don't take peripherals into it unless I forget something. So CXAI is, it's only down $1.14, not crazy, considering the size of the move. And GFAI is where? I have neither one. Again, these are my rules. This is down 8%, down 50 cents. Sometimes I play it on the pre-hype. Sometimes I trade it when there's volume. But ultimately, again, you look at this is the virtual trading floor. This is what I have on. But anyway, now we'll see what happens here. Where do flows go? Maybe the small caps get a little bit better. Maybe the energy names get a little better. I don't know. All I know is I'm going to wait and watch and see what the new baskets are, because the computers have to reprogram and figure out what's next here. So do we. That's what we do as traders. Anyway, I'm going to take it slow. I've already trimmed a little bit of Apple. I'll trim a little bit of the SPYs. I took them both near the close. I added to them. Going to see what happens with Tesla. Like I said, I feel like that can continue. That's not really the AI basket, even though they have AI components. It didn't have a huge move. It still just got above the 200-day, and it's Tesla. So we'll see. SPYs are at 419 right now. So question is, can it stay above this 418.74 and rebuild and go, or does it open above and fade? We'll see. What happens with the Qs? What kind of digestion do they have, and where could flows go? XLE is just this is what I've been saying. For energy names, continue to lag as this is in 2022. XLE looks below 77. This was the other day. The March lows in here are 75.36, which is right here. I guess we'll see what happens there. This could move down a little bit. XLF is no man's land. Barely held on to this little trend line here. But some, sectors can be reborn. I remember when old Mega Cap Tech and FANG, they were out of play from 2021 for a year and a half. Then all of a sudden, patterns change. You get some kind of candlestick that ignites a move or a gap up, and then you see, how do they act thereafter? And can it start a new active sequence, or is it just a trade? And we've had an awesome active sequence in tech, and now we'll see what happens next here. It might take a few days to pan out. It might not. We still have the debt ceiling news coming out. We have the jobs report tomorrow. I think the street wants kind of a Goldilocks where it shows we're normalizing. What does that mean? It means they raise rates 9 times, and they want to see that the job market's still strong. They want to see inflation still coming down, but they want to see, corporate earnings do what they did this quarter, and things kind of absorb it and normalize into an environment where we have rates at a normal spot versus cheap money everywhere flooding the markets, which caused the inflation. But chances are we're going to be here for a while, and we'll see what could be handled, and we'll see what's next. And it's 6:51, so I got to get going. Listen, I appreciate you guys. Sorry, I wish I had more, but sometimes a little bit less of it is more when you try and wait for things to situate. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you.